Norse mythology has become a popular topic in the world of video games, and in recent years, several free-play titles have told their stories inspired by these myths. The last big game in this subgenre, God of War Ragnarok, became an incredibly successful Santa Monica game. Previously, however, the superstar franchise was Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, which borrowed Norse legends and paved the way for its sequel, Hellblade 2. But thanks to works like God of War Ragnarok, the standard of such games has gone up several degrees and work has become difficult for Ninja Theory and Hellblade 2. Ninja Theory Studio can learn from God of War Ragnarok to improve the elements of Hellblade 2 and ultimately make it a better work for fans. Despite last year's release, God of War Ragnarok has stormed the world like a raging storm and quickly became a hot topic on the social media. Various media gave the game a full score, and at the 2022 Game Awards, we saw 10 nominations and 6 awards received by the game. While it's not easy to follow in the footsteps of God of War Ragnarok, Hellblade 2 can be a better work by borrowing multiple ideas. After the success of God of War Ragnarok, myth-driven games must be nearly perfect to meet the new standard of this type of game, so Hellblade 2's long development process could ultimately be in its favor. Hellblade Senua's Saga tells a powerful story about mental illness and madness. The Ninja Theory Studio managed to portray real-life problems beautifully in the form of legends, which led Hellblade 1 to gain positive reviews for its impressive story and engaging gameplay. As you'd expect from successful games, the Hellblade sequel was announced soon after the first game launched, though it's been years since a sequel was confirmed and fans are still waiting for it. There are very few details of the game's story, and Ninja Theory, out of a few trailers, doesn't reveal much about the development of the game. The trailers released so far show most of the gameplay mechanics, and Hellblade 2 seems to not be far from the first. The only clue we know from the story is that Senua still hears voices in her head, and her clan is being invaded by supernatural enemies. However, thanks to the long development process of Hellblade 2, the game is in a unique position. Of course, many fans rely on Ninja Theory and Microsoft's ability to deliver a viable blockbuster. Ragnarok was the sequel to what many consider to be the best Santa Monica Studio project to date. The God of War reboot was previously acclaimed as one of the best games in history, but Santa Monica was able to create a work of art that surpassed even the high standards of the 2018 game. Numerous other characters benefit from Santa Monica's approach to narrative, and the overall narrative has a good rhythm for the players to enjoy. Hellblade 2 can take on a similar structure and portray the story of Senua and her tribe slowly and patiently. Open-world games can distract the player from the main story due to the large volume of missions available. However, God of War Ragnarok doesn't fall into this trap and keeps its gameplay focused. This decision has had a huge impact on the success of God of War Ragnarok. Players can access and engage in side missions by completing the main objectives in an area. This keeps the game experience stable and linear. Hellblade 2 can also avoid the double-edged sword of open-world gameplay in such a way. Despite the lack of an official release date, expectations for Senua's next adventure are high. Senua may not want to bring his lover back to life, but Senua's Saga could be a story of revenge. Ninja Theory's unique way of portraying mental illness in medieval times is undoubtedly fascinating. The studio's collaboration with Microsoft should also have good results.